Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a great day so far. Your Michigan Panthers have now won 2 games in a row after defeating the Arlington Renegades off the right foot of the man who is now seated at my right. Jake Bakes kicked the game-winning field goal on Sunday against the Renegades, and now the Panthers sit at 4-2, and Jake is no stranger to a bunch of big game kicks, and that is why we are so happy to have him on the live desk today. Jake, thank you so much for being here today. It really is an honor to get the chance to talk to you after this season so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I mean, just talk a little bit about sort of the attention you've kind of been getting. You know, we talk a lot about just how surprising it is for the Panthers to be doing so well. We're very excited about that, obviously, but you yourself have been getting a lot of attention and really surprising a lot of people. How are you handling all that?
It's been up and down. No one can prepare you for it. No one does prepare you for it, but it's a blessing. You can count myself so lucky to be able to be here and be doing what I'm doing, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It started really with the week 1 win where I kind of got thrown into the fire, so to speak. But I think learning to stay true to who you are and the way I was brought up, the way my parents brought me up, and just staying true to what means the most to me, and not letting the outside noise affect anything I do, the way I go about my business each day. And that's the thing that I've tried to hold on to through all the ups and downs, is remain level-headed and just keep doing your job.
Well, it's been mostly ups this season, I would say, Jake. And we actually had E.J. Perry on the live desk after the Week 1 victory, after you kicked that game-winning 64-yard field goal to win the game in Ford Field. I mean, we talked to him. I asked him kind of what that talk was on the sideline before you guys got the ball back, and he said that you actually came up to him and told him, "I just need the ball at the 45," and that you were going to kick that 64-yard field goal. Is that true? Did you really have that kind of confidence going into that Week 1?
Yeah, I knew there wasn't much time. I can't remember how much time, but I knew there wasn't a ton. And so I thought, in that range, I at least have a chance to get it there. And so that was kind of my target line where, if absolutely we have to stretch it, I think I'm good from here. And that's what I told him. I didn't know he heard me. He looked so locked in, but he was able to do it, and then just went out there and did my job. And it was a great snap from Jordan and an unbelievable hold from Brock, and luckily it split the uprights.
Right now, and I think a lot of people talk about those high pressure situations for you, game-winning kicks, 60-plus yard kicks, stuff like that. But I have a feeling that almost every kick you take in the UFL is pretty high pressure. Everybody's looking at you. The outcome can only go one of 2 ways: either you make it or you miss it. But I mean, talk to us. I mean, is that something that you really enjoy? Is that something that really drew you to signing with the Panthers? Kind of having that constant pressure on your performance.
Yeah, I mean, pressure is a good thing. I think it means something's expected of you, but at the same time, pressure can kind of be what you make it to be. And I think, my job is essentially the same every time I go out there. It's just to kick the ball. And if I take every kick as, the most important kick, and don't put more emphasis on this kick or this kick, I think that's a way to really, stay calm through whatever the situation may be. And I have so much confidence that Jordan's going to have a good snap, and Brock's going to have a good hold, and our line's going to do what they need to do in the protection part of it. And with that in the back of my head, knowing that I don't have to worry about all of that, I'm able to swing freely and have fun doing it.
And Jake, kind of switching over now to a little bit more background on you. One thing I always really enjoy finding out about for players in the UFL is not really just how they came to the league, but also how they found football in the first place. I know you really started mainly as a soccer player in college, found a lot of success as a kickoff specialist, jumping around to a couple different colleges, got some looks in the NFL as well. But, during that process when you were kind of transitioning out of soccer back into football, I mean, what was that spark? What was the spark, that really kind of got you that, and that made you kind of decide that this was something that you wanted to do and kind of really pursue a career in?
Yeah, so whenever I was transferring from soccer and I kind of decided that, maybe football was in my future, one of my friends from home, from back in Tomball, was trying to walk on at TCU as a kicker. And so I would just go out on the field with him and just kind of, I was messing around. He was actually kind of training. And after a little bit of that, I was like, this is, this is kind of fun. I like kicking balls. And so I started sending film to like every coach in the country, just asking for a chance to be on the team. And lucky enough, Nick Whitworth from Texas State responded, and that kind of sparked that. And from there, I've fallen in love with the sport. And even though I haven't been playing it for since I was a little bitty kid, I grew up in a very normal American household where that's all we watched was football. So I've always kind of I've loved football. I grew up a big Cowboys fan. And so it's so cool to finally be able to actually be playing the sport that I grew up to watch.
Well, you say you're a Cowboys fan. Brandon Aubrey was the former kicker for the Birmingham Stallions, so a little bit of connection there. One thing I also did want to touch on, we touched on that week 1 kick, obviously was huge, but also last week was huge as well. But that kick, that 64-yard game-winning field goal from week 1 against the St. Louis Battlehawks, that's actually in the Pro Football Hall of Fame right now. I mean, did you know that football was there? And, how does that feel to know that something that you did is already kind of being memorialized in Canton?
No, yeah, it was cool. I guess it was maybe a practice or two after the game. Daryl Johnston and he came to practice and kind of announced that was going to happen. And that was, I didn't even think that would be like a possibility of happening. Like that was the coolest, biggest surprise that I've ever had. And I mean, I'm so glad to be a part of it. And that's something that definitely in the future will be cool to hopefully show my kids one day, I guess. That'll be fun to have. But no, it's a really humbling feeling, and I'm excited about it.
And Jake, we really do appreciate you taking time out to step in and talk to us here on the live desk. We really do appreciate it. You really are kind of one of the big storylines in the UFL week after week. And one thing that I've noticed in a lot of games, especially the ones at Ford Field, there are a lot of MVP chants whenever you step onto the field. A kicker has actually won MVP in the NFL before. Back in 1982, Mark Mosley won it. It was a strike-shortened season. But, when you kind of hear those MVP chants and, you're seeing all the publicity you're getting and how all your teammates and coaches have kind of responded to your success this season, I mean, do you like your MVP odds, or is that something you're even kind of thinking about?
No. I mean, that kind of, is what it is. I don't really buy into it too much because if I do, that's taking me off of a main focus and what the main goal is. And that's just making every kick I go out there for one at a time. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the team's been absolutely great to me through the ups and the downs that I've gone through with practice and games. They've, never wavered on their support, and I couldn't have asked for a better team, for a better, support system. And I'm so grateful for it.
Well, I know the rest of the Michigan Panthers fans are definitely glad to have you on the team, and we are very excited to see what you have in store for the rest of the season. And again, the Panthers are taking on the DC Defenders this Sunday in the next matchup, and we are going to have continuing coverage over on our website, woodtv.com. Jake, thank you so much for stopping by the live desk today. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Of course, and I want to thank everybody else for tuning in to this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.